Whether you're looking to PR Murph this year, or if you're simply just looking to get through it, then this video is for you. Because today I'm going to show you how to structure Murph in 2024, how you can train leading up to Murph, so this can be your best year yet. Now, before we hop into the video, guys, I have a full free Murph 2024 prep guide on my website. So if you're looking for more information and some of the notes that we talk about today, make sure that you head over to my website, FitGrindFormula.com. I'll leave the link to my Murph guide down in the description and the comments below. Like I said, it's a totally free document that you can download that's going to further enhance some of the things that we talk about today and just give you more tips and tricks so that this can be your best Murph yet. So last week, we talked about the push-ups, the pull-ups, and the squats, the 20 rounds of 5, 10, 15. And today, we're going to talk more about the mile run. But if you have more specific questions, or if you're looking for more details about the 5, 10, 15, the push-ups, the pull-ups, and the squats, after you're done watching this video, make sure you check out the video from last week. I'll make sure that at the end of the video, it shows up at the top of the screen, so you can go watch that one next. But today, we're talking about the mile run. I'm going to talk about what you need to do currently, how you can train leading up to Murph, and also how to approach the mile run so that you can set yourself up for success with Murph. Because one of the biggest mistakes that you can make in Murph is you run the first mile as fast as you possibly can. So say that you can run a 6-minute mile. You go show up on Murph Day, you go run a 6-minute mile, you come in, do the push-ups, pull-ups, and squats, and you are just totally gassed. So we're going to talk about how you can structure this, things that you need to currently be doing right now to train for that mile run and train for Murph, and how you can structure things a little bit better. The first thing that you need to do is you need to go test your mile run. This is going to be a good number to know just in general, but also specifically to Murph so that you can know what is your capability of running in the mile. So the first thing that I would recommend, like I said, is to go test your mile run. You can do this all on a treadmill, you can do this outside, you can do it on a track, but I would try to keep it pretty flat. Later on in the video, I'm going to give you specific running workouts that you can do to get better at running and improve leading up to Murph, so that you're ready and that mile run doesn't destroy you. But first, let's talk about what to do with this mile run. So you go out, you test, and you get your number. Recently, I tested my mile run, and I was able to hit a 5:58. Now, that was everything that I had to test that mile run. It wasn't something that I could go repeat. It wasn't something that I feel like I could run a 5:58 mile and then come in and do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then run another mile. So the whole purpose of testing this is to see what your capability is. And then from there, on Murph Day, you need to pull that time back a little bit. So, for example, I was able to run a 5:58. I'm not going to show up on Murph Day and hit a 5:58 mile on my first mile. Like I said earlier, the worst thing that you can do in this workout is show up and run your hardest mile on that first mile, and then you're just totally gassed. So what I would recommend on Murph Day is that first mile, pull it back about a minute, minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. This is going to allow you to get warm. It's going to allow you to get into a groove. It's going to allow you to put up a good first mile and not make sure that it's a terrible first mile and you have to play catch up later in the workout. But it's also going to ensure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot and then you're just suffering the rest of the workout. This is a very hard workout, but if you run that first mile as fast as you possibly can, I promise you that it is not going to turn out well. You're just going to be redlining that whole workout. You're going to be suffering, and you're not going to be able to finish at the time that you want to, or potentially maybe not even finish this workout. So now that you know what you can run 1 mile in, now we're going to talk about specific running workouts that you can do to get ready for Murph and improve in the next couple weeks leading up to Murph. The first thing that you can do that is going to help your anaerobic threshold, is going to help improve your efficiency as a runner, especially working more anaerobically, because during Murph, that's where we're going to be working, is more of that anaerobic energy system, is going out and doing some repeats. So one of my favorite ways to improve this is hop on a treadmill, go to a track, and you're going to do distance repeats. What I would recommend is sticking to 800-meter repeats, 400-meter repeats, and 200-meter repeats. And what I mean by this is, say that you're going to go hit 800, and you know what your distance is, you know what your time is, you're going to repeat that. So, for example, if you're going to do 800-meter repeats, maybe do 4 800-meter repeats, and you're going to take a minute and a half rest in between each set, and you're going to repeat that distance and try to get the same time. The goal is it's not to be an all-out sprint, but also we want it to be about 85 to 90% of our max effort. Repeating this is going to allow you to get faster. It's going to allow you to improve their heart rate recovery. It's going to help build your anaerobic threshold and improve your ability to recover from set to set. You can also do this for 400-meter repeats, 200-meter repeats, or you can even do a blend of all these. So you could go run a couple 800-meter repeats, you could go run a couple 400-meter repeats, you could go run a couple 200-meter repeats. I would typically start with your highest distance first and work your way down throughout the workouts. Just because of general fatigue, you don't want to start with your 200-meter repeats and then you get to your 800s and it's just slow and it doesn't work as well. That's one really good workout that you can do, especially leading up to Murph, to just get your legs turning over faster, to improve your anaerobic efficiency, and just get some running in. Some people are not necessarily running right now. This is a really good way that you can get some running in right now. And like I said, just help getting your legs used to turning over faster. Another style of workouts that you can do that is going to be very helpful is a Tabata style workout. And typically what I would recommend with this is, like we talked about in last week's video, you want to structure your 5, 10, 15 in a certain time frame. And when you go watch that video next, it's going to make a little more sense. But say, for example, that you are trying to complete Murph in every minute on the minute. So you're trying to do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. Say that takes you 40 seconds, and then you rest 20 seconds at the end of the round, like I said last week. Or say that you are trying to go every 90 seconds. So you do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats every minute, and then you rest 30 seconds, whatever that looks like for you. But Tabata is a great style that you can do that is going to help start to increase that efficiency with that time frame. So Tabata is basically saying that you're doing double the work to rest ratio. And why this is really good is because you can literally emulate the same thing that you're going to be doing on Murph Day. And like I said, this doesn't have to be everybody, but this is purely just an example. If you're trying to do your 5, 10, 15 every minute on the minute, say you do a Tabata style on a conditioning piece like a rower, a treadmill, bike, skier, whatever you have access to, a sled. You can structure conditioning where you go 40 seconds on at a challenging pace. You take 20 seconds rest. So you double the work to rest ratio. And you repeat this for rounds. You can do it for 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 15 rounds, 20 rounds. You know, the sky's really the limit, but this is going to help you start to get used to that work to rest ratio that you're going to be doing on Murph. Because when you're doing Murph, you're going to fatigue throughout the workout. That's just the name of the game. There's no way around that. But if you can start to get a feel of what that's going to feel like, of working out under fatigue and doing that for multiple reps, it's going to help you on Murph Day to show up a little more prepared. The last thing that I would recommend as far as your cardio and your running leading up to Murph is just go out and do some running. Do some really light pace jogs. We always talk about doing some higher intensity stuff, but there's a lot of validity and a lot of importance in your program of doing just light aerobic cardio. So going out, doing some light jogging, something that is easy, something that you can hold a conversation with, is going to help you build your aerobic base. And coming off of my half marathon prep, this is something that a bulk of my training has been done in this aerobic zone 2 energy system. And that's really going to help you improve that. And it's going to help you train for more endurance. It's going to help improve your endurance. And it's something that a lot of people don't do in their program. So just going out, running a couple miles. It doesn't have to be running 10, 15 miles in a setting. It can just be running a couple miles here and there. But just getting some running in is going to help you on Murph Day so that that first mile doesn't come in and destroy you. And then from there, you feel like you're just totally blown up, you're gassed, and then you're just suffering the rest of the workout. Now, as far as the second mile, what I could say is at this point in the workout, after you've done 1 mile, you've done 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, there's really no tips and tricks of getting through that second mile. The trick really is you just have to grit through it, you have to dig deep, and you have to finish strong. Your legs are going to feel like rubber, especially the first 400 meters or so. Your legs are going to feel slow moving. What I would recommend is just try to fall into a rhythm and finish strong. That's all you can really do. The first 400 meters, just try and fall into a rhythm. Same thing with the 4 through 8. And then once you get to about half a mile left, that's where you can start to pick it up. And that last 200 to 400 meters, try to just finish strong. You know, this workout is all about sacrifice. It's all about going through something very challenging for a bigger cause. And that's what you really need to dive into on that last mile. Is it's going to hurt, it's going to suck, but you just have to sacrifice, you have to grit through it, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself in that last mile. And I think that's kind of fun, and I think that's really something fun about this workout is you really do learn a lot about how much you can push through pain, and your ability to just kind of embrace the suffering. These are my tips on how to crush Murph in 2024. Like I said, make sure that you go download my free 2024 Murph prep guide. The link is in the comments and the description below. Like I said, it's a totally free document you can download. It's going to give some more tips and some structure to your training leading up to Murph. If you guys found anything helpful in this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you made it to this point in the video, consider subscribing. I will leave the Murph video from last week up on the screen here next. Make sure you go check that out next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.